wasn't that big. We didn't care that much because even though he got eliminated, we managed to get the first spot, and that was the most important thing for us.
Of course, and Rose will be resurrected after the break because we are going to be heading to Erangel for our final map of the day. But first of all, thank you so much for joining me, Justice, and congratulations on that chicken dinner. But we've got another hot bird roasting up after this break.
Lag and poor connections slowing you down? Speed up with Net Turbo and Center Turbo. Up your game with the Vivo V15 series. Vivo.
is the name of the game, as we have one final powerful game to come to here for the PMCO Global Finals 2019. And we are going to a classic. It is going to be Erangel for our final game of the day. The map that everyone knows and loves here when it comes to PUBG Mobile. Gentlemen, Seven, John, and Avenger joining me. It feels weird to go back to Erangel after all of the craziness that we've had so far. Sandhog, Vikendi in the mix, and now we're going back to good old Erangel Avenger. Pretty good way to end the day.
I would say so, and also I think the most experienced teams, they're going to be coming out on top here. I think we're going to see some more kind of aggressive plays from XQuest, also RRQ. They're looking to get a win after that. A little bit of a failure, I would say, that they didn't here in the last game of Vikendi.
Sure, let's focus on that a little bit, because Seven, I believe, and yes, you were kind of overhearing a little bit or whatever, RRQ is now going to be annoyed. The bee's nest has been kicked.
Boy, just seeing their body language. I was there celebrating and I actually got the pleasure to see it right in front of them and see the way they reacted and the way they weren't communicating. I want to see if they're going to be able to put this past them. Obviously, it's going to maybe mess with them mentally, and that's something that we're talking about at the beginning of the cast. How are these players and this team is going to be able to do if something doesn't go their way? And that was a huge blow. Being in first place and not being able to just finish that one guy, can they overcome this? Can they come back from it?
And that's where mental fortitude really kicks in. You need to be able to shake that off. Every game, go, reset. Even though you had a tilt, this could be very tilting for these guys. Shake it off, go out, reset. You have 5 minutes off between the games, go back, and then next game, focus on that one. It might be a huge defeat. They did get a decent placement. They did get some kills to it as well. So this is just a decent game, but yes, they definitely wanted to win that one.
And not only that, that's going to be a little bit of a blow to their points tally, because if they'd have been able to win that duel, they more than likely would have been able to face down GC Busan. They're missing out on 11 points by finishing third instead of first there. Yeah. And that's going to put them within striking distance of the teams below them, specifically XQuest F. And with the win, GC Busan, who are sat about 11 points behind, I think it's about 13 points behind at the moment. So that's going to be able to close the gap a little bit that way. Whereas where they wanted to be was safe and sound with a 20-point buffer at the end of the day. That's where you want to be sat, right? See how that's going to pan out for them. Is that going to tilt them? Well,
yep. And in a different way, how are the other teams going to be able to take advantage of that, right?
Yeah.
They're not able to, as you say, they're not able to get those extra 11 points. How are the other teams going to react that are currently in second place, third place? Are they going to go ahead and take advantage? Maybe go ahead and try to go after them early in the game? What's going to happen here? I'm actually super excited to see what's going to happen in match 4.
Does Erangel present those opportunities? I mean, again, it is the most well-versed of the maps when it comes to, the battlegrounds even, I should say here, Avenger, when we take a look at things. Here are the total points, though. We can talk about that in a few moments' time. RRQ Athena, of course, still up at the top. XQuest with that second place at the moment with the 62 points that they have currently accrued. So in our top 5, anything that really surprises you? Is the GC Busan jump as something that's kind of sticking out to you, or what do you think?
I see that as just sort of a win, catapulting them up temporarily. Of course, we are only 4 maps in, so 30 points has a massive impact on the standings. That's almost half of their current score.
Yeah. Yeah, so, and I mean, I know at the beginning of the day we said take it slightly, but now it's time to actually just pump it up a little bit more. And now we're seeing Space Station Gaming there in 7th place. Great placement, but I want it to be a little bit higher.
A little bit of bias.
I want it to be closer to the top. Going into day 2, I want them to go ahead and start hot.
They're doing their best.
Yeah. I also think
7's not bad.
Biggytron was in 6th place, and I feel a little bit sorry for them in the sense that it feels like almost every single game they're eventually running up against RRQ Athena from their same region, going up against them. RRQ Athena is always getting kind of the upper end of the
big brother in those fights, usually,
sure.
Right? And also, imagine, guys, if obviously RRQ Athena, they have a 12-point lead right now. If they have a good game here to end with, RRQ Athena ending their first day on top, that would be extreme. That would be so scary going into day 2. They'll have so much momentum. So if they shake this kind of the last defeat off them and go into the last game and really get a good game going, they can have a 20-point, 30-point buffer to second place. They're going to be so scary looking at second day.
And if history repeats itself, we know that RRQ Athena, if they actually take a nice lead, they will take full advantage of that.
Yeah. Oh, yes.
Make sure it's even a bigger lead after day 2. So that's why I was saying earlier, it was such a big thing for them to go ahead and just lose that game. For other teams, if they would have won that, they would have more than likely won that game, to be honest.
Well, Dubai was a big example of that, right?
Yeah, and pretty much basing it off of that, they had a good lead after day 1, and they just didn't stop. They just kept going.
This is the thing. They are maintaining an average. I think at the moment, it's 24.57 is their average per map. So being at that stage, what I talked about at the start of the broadcast is you want to be hitting those 20-point averages to be towards the top of the table. We're seeing 3 teams beating that at the moment. It's them, XQuestF, and GC Busan at the moment. But they are head and shoulders above them. They're almost 5 points in the lead per map.
So talk to me about Erangel, our final map of the day here, Avenger. What have you kind of extrapolated from what you've been watching from the prelims and regionals as to who you think might be able to do well here? What's your thoughts?
Absolutely. I mean, on top of this, there's the map knowledge of these players. They know Erangel the best. So I expect a lot more kind of careful rotations. I see a lot more third party coming in. I'm also curious, what are the loot spots going to be? Are we going to see any contests? Because I think there's going to be some teams that really want to make sure they have some of these loot spots. Yes, first circle will have a longer time. We're going to see maybe some teams drop on the edge, take a car, even go even further away, depending on the plane as well.
And for teams that actually land right next to each other, for example, just Naya, are they going to go ahead and try to battle it out?
Yeah.
Or are they going to maybe just get one knock and back off? Which we have seen that before in prelims and also in regions. We've seen people just getting one knock and saying, you know what, let's not go ahead and continue with that fight. It's too early in the game. We don't want to risk it, maybe lose one player. Erangel is maybe the map that you do not want to go ahead and lose anybody. We're talking about Sandhog. It might benefit you if you lose somebody at the beginning, but Erangel, you want to have your whole squad at the end.
Yeah, you need it. Every position pretty much in Erangel is designed for 4 people to hold, right?
Sure.
It's so important to have that structure.
And when it comes to kind of what we see in terms of drops for Erangel, in some of the regionals we saw a little bit of craziness, some hot dropping here and there. South George, North George was particularly hot for some moments. Again, I don't think that this will ever come to fruition here on the global final stage, but it's certainly a map that you can try and exploit people on. If you do know people's tendencies, people's rotation patterns, for example, Avenger is something that you could potentially try and camp, especially with the bridges in certain locations if you want to hold those.
I'm really looking forward to the circle. Obviously, I don't hope we're going to see a military game, but because that could be
That's a change.
disaster. No, but yeah, honestly, rotating here, going over the 2 bridges, there's so much advantages you can take, especially around the Western Bridge where we usually don't see. But yeah, I don't know if we're going to see a military game because it's going to be so rough for a lot of these teams coming in here.
Other thoughts regarding Erangel?
Honestly, in regards to Erangel, I want to see who's going to drop Pachinki. That's it. You know, that's my favorite place ever. And I also want to see what Team Soul's going to be able to do with them gacho. Are they going to be able to go ahead and get the win?
I'm looking out for the Zarkis. I'm looking out for the Primorsks.
Zarki.
Safe
drops.
Popovka, why not? Just have a little bit of fun with it. Try and play that edge.
Safe drops and impossible to rotate.
I'm thinking about Team Soul. I'm trying to give them advice sort of telepathically right now. Just play it safe, guys.
Play for placement. Play for placement. All right, well, thank you very much, gentlemen. It is now time to get into our final game of the day here for the PMCO Global Finals 2019, day number 1. Let's get that plane roaring across the sky here as we head to good old Erangel, the grassy pastures, and let's see where all of these teams are going to drop. It's time to head over to our commentator team. It's Pansy, it's Rich. Take it away.
We are back on the classic Erangel. Everyone knows and loves it. These teams from all of these regions about to clash and try and take their home territory. Whether it be Pachinki, Roshok, yes, Naya, it doesn't matter. It's all going to be fought for. And we've already seen one of the top tier, one of the favorite teams being 1v4. Crazier things can happen. And maybe we could see something like that in the final game of the day.
And of course, what a wonderful map it is to round off day number 1 here on Friday. Martin touched on it on the desk. This is the map that everybody knows. This is the one where it's the OG. You started off here, you know it like the back of your hand. Will we see some more disciplined play? Will we see some more, potentially even just careful and passive approach? No compound rushing. Or, for all we know, it could just be madness. Everyone could just dump on into Pachinki, and we could have hell on earth once again.
Yeah, I'm waiting to see which team is brave enough to go in towards Pachinki, take that central point to set you up perfectly for those rotations and that circle hit coming in. It looks like RRQ, Athena might be looking towards it, but is anyone else going to join them? Anyone dare to take the challenge if they do go for this? I'm looking around, and at the moment, it looks like it might just be theirs. I'm looking towards Yasnaya. I see potentially 2 teams and a southeast circle, almost centralizing on Milta. This is over by Shelter, though. This is in the kind of underground bunker. There could be early battles, but it's above.
Who's it will initially call? Unique finds Synap, he's gone. That's an instant confirmation underneath shelter, so there is a response at least. Fortunately for PMCO, the Brazilian Killers, they're going to be downwind of this. They will potentially lose a second one. Fusey just bleeding out here. Baraka awaits on the angle and holds the corner. See if he can get a quick and easy kill onto somebody on the way down.
Well, I would say when you're in this position, especially for the player on Unique side who's above, you can't go in there blindly. You picked up that first, that's really good work. But then to go for more gets a bit risque. It's very hard to find that clean entry point. Now, if he does have a teammate beside him, Kitsu's not far away. Maybe there's a chance, but this is bold. Very risky maneuvers coming in, maybe feeling confident about this.
No helmet makes the whole scenario 10 times worse. Me personally, I don't really think you need to press this advantage. You've already got 2 points out of it. You know, you don't have to go for the okay. That's the confirmation of the earlier knock.
Very nice.
You could disengage from this one, grab the vehicles, regroup with your team, and continue the fight.
But it's hard now. Where do you take yourselves for that additional loot? I think the rest of their team for Unique is over by prison, so maybe they can consolidate as that position got questioned. Now, Naya has 2 teams in it as well. You're not seeing the team on your screen. I think it's SSG over here towards the eastern side, whereas this team are over towards the west. So a bit of a divide when it comes to it. Now, beyond that, though, actually, vast majority of the teams are within the circle we're seeing. Kidson's got a car.
Can he hit it? That's the question. 3 times he'll do the job. So it's Nitek in the distance as well. And these are just warning shots for the remnants of BRK. The last 2 players alive, just running for not only deer cover, but some kind of gear, because they'll be extremely under-looted, extremely under-geared. They're going to lack meds, bullets, bandages, everything else that goes along with even weaponry and utility, to be fair. Just want to roll it back for a very quick second, Lauren. I mean, this 1 versus 4 that we saw, it was wild, it was wonderful, but it was on RRQ Athena. It was on the reigning world champions. It shouldn't have happened, in my opinion. You should be going for the refrag at least. Even if you allow 2 players to get knocked, the 3rd one should be there for the follow-up. What will that do to the mindset of a team? Yes, they are still in the lead by a good 12 points, but it could have been, as John said, so much more.
It could have, but you can't dwell on that as a player. You have to move on. It's game by game, but we need to get back to what's on the screen, because these guys are hunting. They're not just sitting back, they're chasing down BRK. That's kind of insanity. That's almost rude. It's almost cruel at this point. BRK disengaged. They backed away. And look at old boy pushing further forward, maybe catching a glimpse of Mytek. They're not too sure if they got a full bit of vision, but they certainly have a good idea where they've gone towards. So they're going to be swarming this one already over by the tower. 2 players set up for this. I think Mytek knows what's happening. Clearly heard that buggy pulling up, understanding there could be danger ahead. But are they going to compound crash this one? They might be. Kitsu's trying to get in towards position as well, further back, but here comes the crash. There is at least 1 player in this building on the stairwell, and oh no, old boy might be in danger here. Has to go past the teammate, gets the confirmation on Barrack, and where's the trade? Where's the other player coming in? No, Mytek isn't there.
Still on the opposing side. Old boy still with no helmets. It was always going to be danger, and that's why he sent the player with the level 3 in first. Let him take the main hit, let him take the bullets. Goes for the fall, instant refrags there. The res will come through, and now it'll be Mytek in a 1 versus 4 scenario. I would usually state that these are almost impossible, but you know what? After the last game, I'm open to anything. Show me what you got.
Here come the nades. A little too far on that one, but already Yash is in the building, going to go on the aggressive push. UMP as well, nice. And up close and personal, perfect. Mytek is pretty sweating bullets here. Gonna go for the pickup on 1, but is this gonna be time to strike? As Susie peeks that doorway, he knows he's in trouble. Surrounded on all fronts, he's in danger. He can't make a mad escape. They're already spotting him, but wait, there was a grenade in hand. Mytek's made it out the window, and he's got the kill to follow up off the back. But can Old Boy put him down before it's too late? The good tag, but the frag is there. And Old Boy makes up for the mess that almost happened.
Finally, the entire squad wipe is real, but it's not without damage. You could see what happened just on the observer mode. The 1 player, the grenade in hand, was cooking it for the window, and as soon as you get the audible cue, he jumped, went for the knock, goes for the confirmation, picks up the point, removes 1 player from it, but unfortunately for the Brazilian Killers, they are all dead. 16th place here in game number 4. Circle, we haven't really touched on it. It did fixate more towards mill to power. Maybe if you could see a central point around that lumber mill kind of area. There is still a little bit of Sosnovka in. It could swing over to Novo. There is potential. It would be a very wild transition. you'd more than likely expect this to be heading towards the south. But with how much water is in play and with only one team being over, as BTR, Rise and the rest of the boys over in Nova.
हाँ भाई बोलना बोलना
मेरा आईफोन लॉक हो गया है।
क्या हो गया है?
आईफोन लॉक हो गया है।
लॉक हो गया है क्या? अरे चलना तो मैं आता हूँ हरियापा को मिलता हूँ तेरे को
काम में ही थे ना।